This is Chris Kelly, just some simple corrective exercises to start to address your feet. Now, the one thing that we want to know about foot types is kind of what they do. Okay, so when we land on heel strike, our foot strikes the ground, it pronates to become like a shock absorber. So in the pronation phase, we want to be very soft and stable to absorb the shock of kind of the pounding down on the ground. Right? It pronates, and then it does what's called supination, where it comes up onto the outside of the toes and pushes off. So like if we have an overpronated foot and I land, I literally collapse in and kind of jar everything down. If I have an oversupinated foot though, I land but I never fully pronate. So that leads to a lot of things up the chain, like stress fractures in our fibula and tibia, issues with the hamstring, that kind of thing. So we really want to look at both foot types. Now, if we're dealing with, I'm going to show you some correctives and I'm going to give you, which type of foot that we're looking at for each foot. The first thing we want to look at is just kind of working out the areas of tightness. And actually both types of foot can benefit from this. While we've used a foam roller and a tennis ball in the past for our foot, that's kind of like putting a banana in a chicken sandwich. It's not very good, doesn't seem to fit. So we want to do something that is quite a bit more targeted. What I have here is a yoga block and just a PVC pipe. They sell foam rolling kits at like Fit Niche and that kind of thing, but there's really no need to do that. You can get yourself a $3 dowel rod and really a book or anything that we elevated on, but this is going to help to just increase the elevation here. So what I'm going to do is just start at the base of my Achilles tendon. And I'm just going to roll from the base of my foot, or the base of my Achilles tendon, all the way to about the middle of my calf. I'm just looking for areas of soreness. And then I'm just going to make about 5 passes over this area. I'm coming over the middle, and I'm going to turn to the outside. Roll that area again. Make about 10 passes, look for areas of soreness. Come to the inside, hit that area. From here, I'm just going to move this up a little bit. Start from the middle, come all the way up to the base of the knee. Again, 10 passes there. Turn to the outside, and then turn to the inside. Okay, and we're going to do that on the other side. This is a much more thorough way to roll the calves, and it's much more targeted to kind of hitting muscles that we might miss, when we're rolling with a roller that's just too big to roll with, or a ball, which is kind of like sticking a knife in there when we're trying to get the whole thing. Okay, so that's going to be number one, and that's going to be for mostly our both pronated and supinated. Both categories of foot need this. For a supinated foot, okay, we're going to finish that off with just a simple calf stretch. Okay, I'm just going to come into this position, push my foot down, and just hold there. Okay, everything is tight in a supinated foot. We have strength, but there's tightness. So we want to stretch our calves after we do our rolling for about maybe 60 seconds on each side. Okay. For a pronated foot, usually this is an area that is going to be weak. So we want to strengthen the muscles that have to do with kind of dynamically supporting or creating our arch, right? And one of the exercises that I learned this week and that I like a lot is called a tennis ball calf raise. All right, what I'm going to do here is squeeze this tennis ball between my heels, just raise up, hold, and lower very slowly. Okay, the key is that I'm kind of pushing onto the outside of my toes here, and I'm focusing on the lowering part. All right, the lowering part is the most important part because that's helping us to decelerate and kind of teach our bodies to absorb shock. Okay, so that would be number one. Number two would just be a barefoot balance exercise. Okay, and this is called the short foot here. All right, with the short foot, what I'm trying to do is just grip the ground with my foot. I'm trying to pull my big toe back towards my heel. Okay, what you can do to kind of learn what I'm talking about here is lean forward, almost to the point where you're about to tip over. All right, you're going to feel like a strong contraction in your feet because my feet are trying to grip the ground so I don't fall face first on the floor here. All right, that contraction is what we're looking for in terms of the short foot. So I want to keep this going on the whole time as I'm performing this exercise. So I'm just going to come up on one leg, really grip the ground with my foot, lean forward as much as you need to get that sensation. Tighten the butt cheek of my down leg, and just hold for about 5 seconds. All right, this would be done along with my calf raises. And from here, if this is easy, you can start to progress it by adding things like forward reaches and reaches to the side. This is like strength training for the feet, okay? And if you're a runner or somebody that's dealt with hamstring, knee, lower back issues, this is the first thing that you really want to look at, you know, and it's something that, you know, we can kind of talk about more about the gym in terms of assessment, but these are some great drills that you can do in about 5 minutes to really start to address those issues. Also a great warm-up for running with the foam rolling.